All right. So the last of the 10th anniversary beers.
Yep.
You ready?
I'm as ready as I'm gonna be.
Ready as you're ever gonna be.
Yep.
So this is the one I'm calling the Norwegian Farmhouse Wheat. Basically what I just did with it is it's a pretty standard wheat beer recipe. I want to say that I should have checked this before. I should have checked the recipe before but it's just 2-row and wheat. So it's 30%. I think it's 30% wheat. Something like there's only a tiny bit of crystal malt in it. There's like just a little bit of Cara Blonde in it, like maybe only 5%. Something that's like 65% 2-row, 30% wheat, and 5% Cara Blonde is what I think that's the ratio I used. I probably have had too much to drink to remember it properly. And this one is also fermented with the Vosk Fake. But this one, there's only a very small magnum bittering charge, like really small, like I'm talking like 10 grams for 60 minutes. And then I actually used a little bit of Willamette at 10 minutes. I think 20 grams of Willamette at 10 minutes. And then at 5 minutes / flame out, I put in a French hop called the brewed. I had never heard of it before. I bought it a long time ago just because it sounded interesting. It's supposed to give like herbal fruitiness, like herbal red berries and herbs is I think the descriptor for it. So like forest berries and herbs. But and then Vosk Fake, and I actually got this up to 30. It never dipped below 30, and it got up to like 31, 32 throughout the fermentation.
Also, it was the cake from.
Yeah. So it was the on top of the yeast cake from the pale ale. So it wasn't underpitched. Like, do you know that they recommend that you underpitch fake? Yeah. This was overpitched because it was on the cake, but it probably has the best head retention of any. It has like this huge pillowy head when you first pour it. I mean, the head will like lift up out of the glass and chill. But pretty light beer. I think this is just chill haze because I think it should be pretty clear. There's no dry hops in it. There's no nothing. It's a very straightforward, like I would call it an American wheat beer / blonde hybrid with Norwegian farmhouse yeast, which would be why I called it Norwegian farmhouse wheat.
It's a nice golden color.
Yeah.
So.
And it's hazy, but I think that's chill haze. Not like, oh well, I guess there's a lot of wheat in it. So.
But it's not overly hazy either.
No, that's the thing is it's
pretty clear.
Yeah. So this one, I definitely get that little bit more of the kind of funk that and it's not like funk like Brett, but funk like
a farmhouse.
Yeah, like farmhouse, like saison.
Yeah, it's a saison.
Yeah, like saison-ish type note. And of course,
I don't know if that's the hops too.
It could also be the hops.
You mentioned that berry and herbal.
Yeah, a little bit of herbal.
Yeah.
So it could also be a little bit of that hops. And I get the orange like crazy. This one is crazy orange. And since there are no hops to compete with it at all, this is straight up the yeast aroma. And I get a lot of orange and then a little bit of that kind of funky saison-y type smell of just the fake yeast. And it tastes nice.
It's nice and crisp.
It's really crisp.
Day-to-day.
And the thing is that I was aiming throughout this whole series of beers. I wanted session beers.
Yeah.
So that's why the pale ale is 5% and the Irish stout is 4.8%. I was aiming for 5.2% max on this beer, and I ended up getting a ridiculous efficiency on brew day, and then the kvik, the yeast, blew through it in like 2 days.
Yep.
So this is 6.4%, but it does not drink like a 6.4% beer. It drinks still like a session beer. It also doesn't drink like a beer that finished at 10.6.
No, it's not like burning dry.
No. I mean, you can. It's a little dry, but it just tastes like a normal 10-10 type beer, and I guess that's a lot of the wheat. But I also think the kvik, the Voss really helps with that too. Yeah. I've noticed that the Voss can make up for pretty dry. I think we were talking about it earlier.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we were recording. I don't think we were recording.
We were talking about all that.
But yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with this one. I was worried that it would be really boring.
I mean, but we can be pretty boring.
Because that's pretty much what I envisioned making this one. This was going to be like the industrial lager of the bunch. And no, obviously it didn't. And then I was going to do USO5. I was just going to do just straight up American ale yeast. And then I thought, why waste that kvik from the pale ale? I'll just do that, and then I won't go crazy on. I won't do any hops or anything. I'll just because I've done a blonde before and it came out really nice. And this actually reminds me a lot of that beer. But surprisingly, I was a little afraid that it was going to be boring and people would but I wouldn't like it. And what actually happened was that I really liked it, and then I was worried that, people won't like this because it's kind of like the yeast is really out there. But this is almost tied the Irish stout.
For people coming back and enjoying it, yeah. I
saw quite a few people going at this beer.
And I mean, normally a lot of those people wouldn't be drinking this as heavily since it's so much stronger.
Yeah, and it's 6.4%, and it was definitely almost as popular as the Irish stout. And I mean, actually now I think that like Dad has had a bunch of the Irish stout. I see him coming back here and grabbing glasses, pints of this.
Yeah.
This keg, I would guess, is going to be the first to kick. There won't be too much left in there.
Well, it's also a half keg.
Yeah, it was only a half keg. I had the other half, and what I had planned on doing was after the party and everything, and after I had kicked this, I had planned to just put a bunch of dry hops in it and have it be like just my beer that I wanted to drink. I'm almost thinking that I might not do that. I might put the other half of the French Rouge hops in just to
kind of up it,
just to maybe try and get a better idea of what the flavor of those are. But I was gonna put a bunch of like Galaxy and Citra and stuff in there, but I think that would almost be ruining it.
That'd ruin it.
Yeah,
it's not that kind of. I'm looking for the red berry that you say that.
There's not that much hops in there.
Okay.
Like I'm not even sure if you could get it if it's just kind of part of that fruitiness from the. I think the kvik kind of takes it over.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to put too many hops in there because I didn't want it to be a hoppy beer. I just happened to be looking through my hop freezer, and I saw those, and I was like, this sort of seems like the right style for it, so I'm going to put them in there. And so I have absolutely no idea if they do anything to this at all. But I really like this beer. The only thing, which is weird for me to say, the only thing I can ding it for is that it maybe almost tastes a little too full. Like which is weird because it actually has the lowest final gravity of all of the beers, but it tastes like a much fuller beer, and it has kind of a sweetness to it.
Well, again, that might be. I'm trying to decide if that's the the hops plus the yeast.
I think it's the yeast. I'm not sure, or the large wheat percentage.
Yeah, giving it a boost in body.
But it has a very distinct like malt character to it, and a very distinct body, which is not. It's like you said, it's really crisp in that, but it's heavy on the back end. Like
yeah,
it's got a kind of a heaviness to it, and I think that's just that really sweet orange marmalade type flavor.
Yeah.
And
it just keeps coming back for more.
Yeah, and there's no bitterness to really balance it out. That would be my only criticism, is that I would probably put a bit more bittering hop in this to even it out. But then again, that's my taste, because everyone else seems to really like it like this. So that's probably just because I don't like sweet, full-bodied beers.
But it's because it's not. It's all.
No,
it's
not. It's perceived.
No. Like,
I don't like the perceived,
like
full-bodiedness, full-boditry.
It's the best of both worlds. You're getting this really dry, nice, crisp finish, and then still a full mouthful of beer.
Right. But I do like it.
It's a good beer.
Yeah, this one's also a really cool beer.
I mean, it goes because I drank a lot of the Two Hearted.
Right. So have I. I think that's probably in second. I think they're all going to kick. I mean, way before I thought that they would.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to be stuck with a shit ton of beer, to be honest.
Well, it wouldn't be a problem.
No,
these are all really nice beers, so. But.
Right, but I mean, like, when I don't have anybody here and it's just me, and I tend to have if I have too many beers on, I'm just like
slogging through them.
Yeah, because I drink I try not to drink when I'm working. I don't drink during the weekdays. So maybe I'll have like a half pint while I cook dinner or while I eat dinner, and then maybe I'll have a couple of pints in the weekend. So I end up having beers that just like if I make a full size batch, they're around for like 6 months.
Yeah.
And this definitely won't be a problem now, because I'm definitely not going to have these around. But I was really worried that people weren't going to drink. But I mean, like, I found my in-laws and stuff, my wife's family in the brewery during the party, just pouring themselves pints, and like I thought everybody would take this is kind of also a roundup video of everything, but I really thought that people would take like a cursory glass. They're like, oh yeah, I've heard that you brew beer.
Yeah.
I should try a glass. And then what really happened was people just kept sneaking back in here to get more, which is really cool.
No, I walked in at one point and they were all in here, and I was like, oh, kind of like had to like elbow my way to the bar. So it was a good sign in my opinion.
There were a lot of people in here drinking them. But final thoughts on this one?
I like it. Only because of how strong it came out. This is my least favorite.
Yeah, I would. You know what? I agree. That's also my biggest criticism. Is I wish it was. I wish it was about 5.4% instead of 6.4%. Kayla, what are your thoughts on it?
I drink it. I like it. I have more right now.
15 more. All right, that's a pretty good. How many cheeseburgers and a thumbs up would you give it?
How many cheeseburgers and a thumbs up?
Yeah.
Not very many. My thumbs are very small.
Oh, all right. That's a good rule of thumb.
Yeah.
What would you say your favorite of the three were?
Honestly, the Irish Stout.
Really?
Yeah.
I gotta say that's probably my favorite too. Followed. I gotta go with the Pale Ale as second favorite.
Well, I already said there's three of them.
Right.
I already said this is my least favorite.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought you just said it was the thing that it would be less alcohol in it. I didn't. Okay.
No, yeah.
Yeah. So you're saying it's shit.
Yeah, terrible.
Yeah.
Well, I'll take it. Yeah, as soon as this video's over, I'm
just gonna pour it.
Yeah.
He's just like every single one of these videos, I've given him like a little bit of cash before I turn their recorder on, and then as soon as I hit stop, he just flips it against the wall. He's like, "This is bullshit. Give me a Bud, give me a Bud Light. Where's the Blue Moon at?" All right, no, actually we didn't. I was gonna say we didn't sell. But I wasn't selling the beer. But we didn't move a lot of the macro beer yesterday.
Yeah, you bought a crap ton
We bought a crap ton of it, and we didn't move a lot of units yesterday.
Yeah, you know what you really have to worry about?
That I have to drink all that.
Yeah,
that I've just got it laying around.
And that red one? Well, it's bad.
Oh, yeah, that we got this red lager. Maybe at some point, maybe I'll drink
we'll have
one.
enough of it to do a review.
Yeah, maybe we'll split a can.
No.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, and I'm not real happy that I got a ton of it laying around. I also not real happy about the cider that I've got in there. I made a cider. We're not going to talk about it anymore. Let's just.
This is the second reference.
Yeah, let's just say that the cider.
Didn't happen.
Yeah, it didn't happen.
Didn't.
That's not a. You know what? There was no cider. There was never a cider. Fake news. Oh, it is good. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You know what? I gotta concur.
I gotta
concur too.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was my least favorite, but still. But I would guess that some people thought it was their favorite. Like.
Well, no.
Like there were.
Or actually was.
No, it was their favorite. Yeah. Like if my tastes didn't skew towards dry, like super dry, lower ABV beers, this would have been my favorite probably.
Yeah.
Just because it's got a lot of character and all that stuff. Still very good. I will still entirely forget to put the recipe up somewhere. If you're lucky and look down in the description, I might have the recipe.
You won't.
I won't. But yeah, cheers. Thanks for coming. Thanks for drinking my beers and making this videos. And
the cash helped. Oh wait.
Oh. You don't know how much that cash is worth.